So addiction seems to be everywhere. I mean, on a low level, it's just neurological habituation, um, you know, preference or action is just repeated and reinforced. But then it becomes a cycle that's self-destructive and negative. But it's even the term is kind of a Russell conjugation, right? Um, where there's like a good, bad, and ugly version. Like, I'm dedicated, you're obsessed, he's addicted. And those often have specific applications, but a lot of times they're used interchangeably. And it's because under the hood, it's functionally the same thing. It's just how much control you have over it versus how much control it has over you. But then what's interesting is, since marketing, for however long marketing's existed, and sales and things like that have existed pretty much solely to get you addicted. I mean, that's their strategy most of the time. It's a better way to think of it as saying that everyone has that addiction approach, but under the hood, that's just a misapplication of a good process in a way. And I do not at all take this to be that I'm promoting getting addicted to something, anything at all. Addiction in general is detrimental. It's why I classify it that way. But obsession and dedication, obsession is detrimental when it becomes addiction. Otherwise, it can be viewed as dedication. So if we're already getting everyone addicted to things, whether it's, substances that people are just prescribing however, and other substances that people just take culturally and frivolously, we might as well do it in a good way. Like, massive number, like 90-something% of kids play games. Well, games are getting better. I mean, games, there are a lot of good things that can be done with games. And a lot of people are realizing that. A lot of people have known that. And now those people are getting support. So that's good. But the market has also caught on that games are profitable. And so it's a ridiculous glut. There's just so much garbage. And, that eventually works itself out, evens itself out through renovation. But so many of them are pitched as, this game is addicting, it's great. Wait, you're saying games addiction is, recently classified as a disorder. And you're promoting that? Well, what if instead we view addiction as just being an obsessive cycle? And one of the best addicts I know, Russell Brand, just put another video out talking about, his reflections on having earned his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And one of the things that he was saying was that, when you're there, it's about being authentic, and, whoever you are outside, it doesn't really matter. It's, about your earnest skill, and it's acknowledging your deficiencies, which reflects, generally the overcoming addiction process of, being authentic and accepting the outcome, being adaptable and to change yourself instead of trying to change other things and other people. And then accountability for your actions and whatever else happens. And so those things, in the dynamic of things like martial arts, there's the structure of, as you overcome it, that's an honor. And acknowledging that honor is continually valid because the skill is commensurate to back it up. And so the skill can be challenged without offending honor. But your responsibility, your duty is to that honor. So that it's like someone that's a black belt, they have a duty to themselves, to their belt, to their status, whatever, as long as they are active to keep pursuing it. Otherwise, imagine, somebody just not having any skills whatsoever, but trotting around in a black belt. Well, do they deserve to, do they have a right to wear that? Well, if they've earned it, but if they continue to have the right to do so, then it's right for them to continually earn it, even though they already have earned it, they own it. But your authenticity is kind of a holistic thing, it's on all layers. Overcoming addiction is painful, but it's kind of a controlled pain. So imagine, again, not to imply anything about drug use whatsoever, but imagine as a culture, say, with games or fashion or whatever, we encourage kids to get addicted at first and then have it be kind of a rite of passage, overcoming addiction, like completely codified. So then they get addicted and they overcome it, and the insights that recovering addicts have are just mind-blowing sometimes. And you can listen to people talk, and people that have gone through pain develop character. People who have been able to process through a cycle where they are causing themselves pain and were unable to get out of it and then got out. That alone speaks, additional layers of volume. So it's obviously a good thing for, all of the youth to be dedicated to things. And we've seen outliers that show serious changes and innovations because of their obsession with things. But that obsession, if it's phrased positively, generally if it's something that's perceived positively, then it's considered a passion and a dream. If it's something that people don't see value in, then it's just an obsession. And if they pursue that obsession over things that people perceive to be more valuable, then it's perceived to be an addiction. Even though in that context, the individual going through it would have been equally termed just dedicated or passion if it was an acceptable or profitable venture that they were pursuing. So those hierarchical structures reiterate the value of whatever the accomplishment is. Because you can, sit and build card houses all day, and then as soon as it's blown down, it's gone. Take a picture if you want, but the thing is gone. And things fall apart, nothing lasts forever. And so if your accountability, instead of to your skills or to your product, is to the pursuit of your craft, the pursuit of being a good person, pursuit of truth and righteousness, pursuit of God, whatever it may be that is a pursuit, if it pursues good, then it should be pursued with authenticity. If it doesn't pursue good, it probably just shouldn't be pursued. It's going to be self-destructive. But that's another subtle point, that self-destructive causes misery, causes woes. Well, that's the term for evil as used in the Bible, specifically the Old Testament and Hebrew and such. It's miserable. People that are miserable are evil. It's interesting.